Hello, welcome back to another episode of Suburban Hunt 365. My name is DJ, and actually today we are actually at River Break Conservation Area Shooting Range in Oregon, Missouri. The address has no number and is literally on No Name Road in Oregon, Missouri. Absolutely love finding places like this. The last one I was in Iowa, and now here we are in Missouri. This has a really nice range. It's got 25, 50, and 100 yards kind of back to back on each other. So it's all one firing line. But they've got about 15 benches here. You know, they got 3 set up over here for the 100 yards. And then they've got the other 12 over there at the 25 and the 50 yards. They do have an odd rule, though. It's single projectiles only. So for your shotguns, it's only slugs. You can't come in and sight your turkey loads in out here. Find that interesting. But that is, the rules are the rules, right? They're there for a reason. So, but anyway, today what I'm going to be doing is I did order, as I promised, the 290 grain Barnes TEZs. So I do have those here, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. We are going to be using the 777s, the FireStars, the White Hots, and the Pyrex. All pellets that we've been using, but because we found these blue MZs by Alliant, if I have enough projectiles left over, which I think I will, we'll do that too. But we are going to be doing these 4 that we normally do, and if I have enough projectiles left over, I'll be doing the Alliance as well. So without any further ado, let's go ahead. We're going to be starting off with our 777 50-50 pellets at 100 grain, and then we're going to be moving into the 150 grain. Let's get to shooting. All right, guys, slight change of plans because this range is kind of a tight-knit range here. We had a couple groups come in and shoot alongside me, so there was no way to interact with the camera and do all that at the same time with those 2 groups shooting. It was barely enough for me to be able to get down and change my targets. So it is a nice little quaint range that they have here. You know, like I said, 15 bays that 15 benches they have set up, 25, 50, and 100 yards. But you get too many groups in here, kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to kind of do your own thing, kind of move in and out, because you're not just shutting down 25, 50, or 100 yards. When anybody wants to change their targets, they're shutting down the entire line. But I'm really glad that the state puts on stuff like this. It gives people a place to go to. It doesn't cost them anything. So that is fantastic. But with that being said, I'll be headed to Tennessee tomorrow. So we just got done shooting everything here. Let's go ahead. Let's get back into the reloading room. Let's break this thing down. All right, guys, as you can see, I'm back in Tennessee. Oh, home sweet home. The 2 previous shots you just saw were the 777 pellets, 100 grain, and then followed by the 150 grain. And we're going to go ahead and break that down. So the group that you see here is the T7 777 pellets with the 100 grain charge, and that group came in at 3 inches. So kind of what we've been seeing is a little bit bigger than the average that we've had so far, but that's what we had. We got 3 inches on that one. That was then followed up by what you see here, which was the 2 1/4 inch group of the 150 grain, so 3 pellets of the 777. So the 2 1/4, that's kind of what we've been used to seeing. The average so far, I think, is around 2 3/8, 2 1/2, something like that. So on par with what we've had so far. So the next up is going to be the White Hots. So let's go ahead and let's do the 100 grain White Hots. Alright, that group came in at 3 1/4 inch. Those first 2 shots were nice. I thought White Hot was really fixing to show us something, and then that third one dropped low, and that's where we got our 3 1/4 inch. So that is definitely not going to do it today. So far, 777 150 grain is still in the lead with the 2 1/4. So my gun's always done better with the 150 grain charges. So let's see what the White Hot 150 can do. And keeping with what we've seen so far, it brought it in about an inch. That group is 2 5/8 of an inch. There again, not enough to take the lead for today, but it is staying consistent with the fact that the 150 grain charges are doing better than the 100 grain charges so far. So let's go ahead and let's move over to the 777 FireStars. Again, 3 pellets, 33 grains, as close as we can get to 100 grains. So FireStar, 3 pellets, see what it does. Alright, FireStar is coming in pretty heavy there. I do like how symmetrical that group is. That particular group came in at 2 1/8. So that will take the lead by just an eighth. But hey, that's all that matters, right? An inch or a mile doesn't matter if you win. So right now, the 777 FireStar 3 pellets is in the lead with 2 1/8 of an inch. So let's move to the 4 pellets, even though really they hadn't done that well for us. Well, let's see what they do. Alright, I'm about sick and tired of these pellets making a liar out of me. It seems like every time I say, I don't like this, I don't like the Pyrodex, bang, blows it out of the water. Now, here we have a 1 1/2 inch group out of the FireStar with 4 pellets. That's a lot of pellets, it's a lot of powder, but so far it's winning. So with the 290 grain Barnes TEZs so far, FireStar 4 pellets has got the lead with 1 1/2 inch group. Alright, next up is going to be the Pyrodex, which showed really good results last week. Pyrodex, 100 grains, so 2 pellets. See what it does. Alright, well that group's a little bit more reminiscent of what we're used to seeing out of Pyrodex. That is a 3 1/4 inch group. So that definitely ain't going to do it today. So my gun likes the heavier loads. Let's try Pyrodex 150 grain. Dang, young. I think that's the 3rd time that we've had 2 shots almost touching each other, and then that 3rd one's kind of off either down and left or down or wherever. But I thought we were fixing to see something there with those 2. But that last one kicked over to the right, and that landed us at 2 1/2 inch group. So still comfortable with what we've been seeing, but I really wish we could get all 3 of those right on top of each other. But we also have the Alliance, like I said earlier in the video. If we had time or if we had enough projectiles, we would do it, and we did. So let's check out the Alliance Blue MZ 100 grains, 2 pellets. Alright, now these groups are just messing with me. That one hit right, hit left, and then right on top of the left one. So it did the same style of group, but just did it in different order. They're killing me. But so Alliant Blue MZ 100 grain, Blue MZ came in at 2 1/4 of an inch. So it's tied for second, but we still have the 4 pellets that are taking the lead with the 1 1/2 inch group. We got 1 left to knock down the FireStars, and that is the Alliant Blue MZ 150 grain charge. Let's see what happens. How about that? The Alliant Blue MZs get it done at 1 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch less. That is awesome. Alright, so now that we did the Alliant Blue MZs, we know they won. Where did the 290s land in comparison to everything else? Check out the chart. So right here you can see that on the bottom there it shows you that the most accurate projectile, this one comes in 4th. So out of the 9 that we have all the data for, it came in 4th. So better than half of the ones we have. Now if you look there, you'll see the Blue MZ 150 grains. That's because I didn't have enough. I haven't done that one yet. I was at the range earlier today, but didn't have enough. I had to go pick up some more pellets there to actually run that test. But out of the ones that we have, the 9 that we have, it came in 4th place. The average group size is 2.66 inches, so less than 2 3/4, but a little bit more than 5/8, somewhere in there. So that is where we landed. Now, with the 290s and using all the different powders, it seems that it landed pretty much the same as what we've seen on the other groups. Some of the groups got a little better, some of the groups got a little bit worse, but none of them changed. You can see by the most accurate powder here that they all stay the same. We still have the 777 150 grain in the lead, followed by PowerDex 150, followed yet again by White Hot 150, and then getting into the FireStar's 3 pellets, White Hot 100, 777 FireStar's 4 pellets, and then followed lastly by Blue MZ, PowerDex, and then 777 all 100 grains. So both of these charts basically are showing you what I've been saying this whole time, is that my gun likes the heavier projectiles with the hotter load. Alright guys, so if you stuck with us this far, as always, I truly do appreciate you guys, and I'm glad you stuck with us. If you haven't yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, that way the algorithm knows that you guys like this kind of content, and then comment down below. Guys, I love reading these comments. Several of the videos that have already happened, or a few of the videos that have already happened, but a number of them that I have down the pipeline are because of comments that you guys have left down below saying, well, what about this, or what about this, or I think of this. Well, if you wonder it, so does everybody else. Let's figure it out together. Let's talk about this. If we don't know, we're going to run a test. That's how this works, right? So, again, I truly do appreciate you guys. And, again, I'm DJ with Suburban Hunt 365. We'll catch you on the next one.